Nirudyogi Bachao, Unemployed Bachao, dear risk fighters of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, everybody, dear viewers, before I begin newspaper reading session today, friends, no one is permanent on this earth. Everything is a temporary basis. Only the peripheral activities, the permanent thing is our service to the society, helping to the human beings, and anywhere else. That is the matter. If you understand the fact of the matter is, you see various stories. It could be inspirational, it could be spiritual, it could be political, it could be economical related issues. Everywhere, you definitely witness one thing, that the service, unconditional service, unconditional help, that makes a lot of difference. Yes. And I tell you, who are having, I say especially political leaders, they have vanity. You know, such vanity never ever help them in any area. They have power, they have money, they have followers, but in their mind, they don't have any intention to help the people in unconditional manner. It is like quid pro policy they are doing. And I tell you one more thing. It is an unprecedented crisis. This is a great opportunity for the human being to show the humanity, kindness, loyalty, accountability, and transparency. If we have veracity, I tell you friends, if we really showing our veracity, audacity also required to show the veracity. I tell you, I would like to share with you a couple of things today. If you say lies, if you feel your conscience says, yes, you are cheating someone, you are doing wrong thing, illegal, legitimate illegal things are there. If you feel, if you stop it, it requires a lot of audacity and courage. These are the noble virtues. If you are very much honest personality, your brain, your mind, your body feels very comfort everywhere. So be comfort. Don't cheat others for your personal, feelings or something else. Be active, be dynamic. Whatever the possibility from your end, don't hurt anybody. And this is the situation, unprecedented crisis situation. You see the fatality rate, I mean to say mortality rate, still has not come down. Yeah, the positivity rate, COVID positivity rate has completely come down. Because of reason we know that already, lockdown. Due to the lockdown, we were able to take it as flatten the curve. But it is not the final solution. The final solution would be everyone should get vaccinated. That is the final solution. There is no other alternative. Moreover, I say, whoever are eligible, they should get the vaccination. Therefore, we can come out from this problem. We can definitely win on this battle against the COVID-19 pandemic. It is every individual responsibility. Even one cannot deny that. Even government can do everything alone if you feel it's not possible. It cannot do everything alone. The society, individuality, every person's responsibility. We should follow the COVID appropriate behavior. Right? Let's start. Even I would like to say one more thing. Yesterday was June 2nd. The people of this country and states, especially Telangana state students and youth, have expected a lot from the government. They have expected a news about the notifications. None of the political leader, none of the agency, none of the DSPS departments like that, they never spoke about that. They have not discussed about it. I don't know what's going on, what's happening over there. We should understand their sincerity, their commitment on the unemployment. I don't know what they're doing, what they're getting salary every month. It's completely waste of public money. Let's see the Hindu paper first. Why not buy 100% vaccines if you get discount? Supreme Court asks center. Bench questions union government's logic that it is getting in the soak due to bulk orders. The Supreme Court has questioned the center's logic that manufacturers are selling its COVID-19 vaccines for a hefty discount because it places bulk orders. The court then asked the government why it cannot buy 100% of the vaccines at a discount instead of leaving the states to fend for themselves. The central government justifying its lower prices on account of its ability to place large purchase orders for vaccines raises the issues as to why this rationale is not being employed for acquiring 100% of the monthly CDL, Central Drugs Laboratory doses. A bench led by Justice Chandrachud noted in a 32-page order. The center can buy vaccines for 150 rupees, while the states have to shell out between 300 and 600. If the central government's unique monopolistic buyer position is the only reason for it receiving vaccines at a much lower rate from manufacturers, it is important for us to examine the rationality of the existing liberalized vaccination policy against Article 14, right to equality of the Constitution, since it could place severe burdens, particularly on states, UTs suffering from financial distress. The court held. It said the center, with a 35,000 crore budget to buy vaccines, has money to spare, unlike the states which have suddenly been burdened with the task to cough up funds for vaccines. The union budget for 21-22 earmarked 35,000 crore for procuring vaccines. In the light of the liberalized vaccination policy, the central government is directed to clarify how these funds have been spent so far and why they cannot be utilized for vaccinating persons aged 18 to 44, the court ordered. Court in Dominica adjourns hearing in Mehul Chowksi case. Hearing began on Wednesday against fugitive businessman and diamond trader Mehul Chowksi at a court in Dominica, where he is facing charges of entering the island territory illegally. Opposing the public prosecutor in the court, Mr. Chowksi team said he was traumatized after being tortured in custody of alleged kidnappers who took him from his residence in nearby Antigua, where he had acquired citizenship. The hearing will continue on Thursday. The case had taken a turn against Mr. Chowksi after Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Brown claimed that Mr. Chowksi had left his residence thereout of his free will with a female companion, and the Dominica should hand him over to the Indian authorities, who were expecting that country to carry out the international red corner notice against Mr. Chowksi, accused of defrauding the Punjab National Bank and the State Bank of India of 13,500 crore. On Wednesday, Mr. Chowksi's team claimed that his human rights were violated ever since he was allegedly abducted from Antigua. My husband is in hospital and I have been able to speak to him. He is traumatized and has lots of wounds. Pretty Chowksy told we are on a TV channel. During the hearing, Mr. Chowksy's team also raised questions about a female friend who allegedly plotted his removal from Antigua to Dominica. Lawyers appearing for Mr. Chowksy's urged that he is an Antiguan citizen and he should be sent back to Antigua. Antigua maintains that Mr. Chowksy remains an Indian citizen. Indian authorities who are closely watching the case maintain that Chowksy should be extradited to India as he committed crimes while being an Indian citizen before taking the Antigua citizenship. Telangana bracing for COVID spike in children. Telangana government is bracing for the high number of pediatric COVID-19 cases. If there were to be a surge of case in this age group, 1,000 crore more to procure paddy. Telangana State Civil Supplies Corporation is planning to raise an additional loan of 1,000 crore to purchase paddy arriving at the procurement centers in excess of the estimated quantity. Next, virus hit Maoist treated in Dandakaranya. A Maoist leader who came to Warangal from Chhattisgarh for treatment held. Some senior Maoist leaders, including Central Committee members Katakam Sudarshan alias Dula Dada and Tippar Tirupati alias Damudada, tested positive for coronavirus and are undergoing treatment in Dandakaranya forest of Chhattisgarh. This was revealed to Telangana police by another COVID affected senior Maoist leader, Gaddam Madhukar, who was caught in Warangal while on his way to a private hospital in the town from Chhattisgarh for medical assistance. Madhukar, who hails from Kumarambim Asifabad district, was head of communications for Dandakaranya Special Zone Committee. While Madhukar had managed to evade police for more than 2 decades, it was COVID that forced him break his self-imposed security measures. Telangana police have anticipated that COVID-affected Maoists might step out of their safe zones to opt for treatment in private hospitals in the bordering districts. Speaking to the Hindu, Warangal Commissioner of Police Joshi said that they received reliable inputs about a large number of Maoists cadre infected with COVID. On June 1st, on receipt of an input that one senior Maoist was visiting Warangal for better treatment from Chhattisgarh area, we conducted vehicle checking across the district and intercepted a vehicle at Mulugu Crossroad in which we found Madhukar, he said. According to the commissioner, in last 10 days, a large number of tribals who were mobilized from Chhattisgarh and also from bordering villages of Telangana to participate in a protest against setting up a new police camp at Siligar village in Bajipur district of Chhattisgarh contracted the virus and the villagers are suffering from COVID without getting any medical treatment. Some of the cadre who were suspected to be suffering from COVID-19 and other health issues are Narayana alias Haribhushan, TSC Secretary Bale Chokarao and Padma and Kakaka Sunita, the commissioner said. Currently, Madhukar is undergoing treatment at a private hospital in Warangal. Let center distribute vaccines, says Odisha CM. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik has called for a consensus among all the states on a universal vaccination program for COVID-19. In a letter to all chief ministers and personal calls to a few, he expressed grave concern at the prevailing COVID-19 situation and suggested that the center procure the vaccines and distribute them. West Bengal CM Mamata Banerjee too said on Wednesday, the center must procure and make vaccines available free of cost to all the states, he said. She said, Mr. Patnaik called her on Tuesday on the issue. I fully support his views. She said, Patnaik's letter said many states had floated global tenders for vaccine procurement. However, it is quite clear that the global vaccine manufacturers are looking forward to the union government for clearances. They are unwilling to get into supply contracts with the state governments, while the domestic manufacturers are having supply constraints and are not able to commit required supplies. Issue GO capping COVID-19 treatment charges Supreme Court. If it is not issued, the Health Secretary should file an affidavit explaining reasons for its says court. The Telangana High Court on Wednesday instructed Public Health Director Srinivas Rao to ensure that a fresh government order was issued within a week, fixing charges for hospitalization and diagnostic tests for COVID-19 patients in private hospitals. If the GO was not issued, the Health Secretary should file an affidavit explaining reasons for it and appear for the virtual hearing on June 10th. A bench of Chief Justice Ima Kohli and Justice Vijayasen Reddy said the bench was hearing a batch of pill petitions connected to coronavirus issues. The previous day, it deferred the hearing to Wednesday as Mr. Rao was unavailable to reply to the queries raised by the bench. After listening to the lengthy explanations given by him on Wednesday, the bench made it clear that a fresh GO on capping charges of hospitalization and investigations for COVID-19 has to be issued. It must be uploaded on Public Health Department website, the CJ noted, referring to the cancellation of licenses of hospitals indulging in excessive billing for treating COVID-19 patients. The CJ told the director that in such cases, how would the patients get back the money they paid in excess? Justice Vijayasen Reddy suggested to Mr. Rao that instead of cancelling licenses of the hospitals, it would be better to ensure that patients got their money returned. Simultaneously, the government should utilize services of these private hospitals to treat COVID-19 patients in the backdrop of high demand for beds and better medical treatment. The CJ too observed that patients would not get back their money if the managements of hospitals whose licenses were cancelled stop operating them. Consider lifting action against the hospitals if they fall in line. We are looking at the larger interest of the public good. The CJ said, new IT rules don't apply to us. Google tells High Court. Google told the Delhi High Court on Wednesday that the new information technology rules 21, which came into effect late last month, did not apply to the US based tech gained as it was a search engine and not a social media intermediary like Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. On April 20, the High Court issued a slew of directions on a petition by a woman who claimed her photographs and images, though not in themselves obscene or offensive, were taken from her Facebook and Instagram accounts without her consent and uploaded on a pornographic website with derogatory captions added to them. Valley of COVID-19 jail convicts refuse parole. Mysore jail inmates see greater danger of being exposed to the infection outside. At least 8 convicts lodged in the Mysore Central Jail in Karnataka have refused to go home on 90-day parole offered to eligible inmates to decongest prisons in the wake of the second wave of COVID-19. They said the probability of contracting the virus was higher outside. They also feared that they may not be able to earn a livelihood amid the lockdown. While more than 75 inmates had walked out of the Mysore jail during the last few days, 8 turned down the offer. 2 more eligible convicts were undergoing treatment for COVID-19 and the jail authorities were yet to hear from them on whether they would take parole or not. The jail authorities began releasing convicts and under trials on COVID-19 parole in the second week of May to decongest the prison, which houses about 750 inmates as per the guidelines issued by the Supreme Court last year. Mysore Jail Superintendent Divyasri told the Hindu that while 63 inmates who were offered parole during the first wave of COVID-19 last year had accepted it and returned to jail, they were faced with a peculiar situation this year. This year, 8 inmates have refused to return home. They claim that they feel safe from COVID-19 inside the jail. She said, though a few inmates tested positive in the last few days and had been treated, almost all the 700 inmates of the Mysore jail, who were about 45 years, had been given the first dose of the vaccine. Many inmates in the 18 to 44 age group had also been given the first dose, while all the staff members had finished both their doses. Some refused to parole in view of the livelihood challenges that people were facing during the lockdown. The inmates have to remit 1,000 as soon before being let out and parole, but the amount would be returned on their return to the jail. Pilot digital survey of land records from June 11. It will be held in 3 villages of Gajwal and 24 other villages in as many districts. The Telangana government will launch a pilot digital survey of agricultural lands in the state from June 11. It will be conducted in 3 villages of Gajwal Assembly constituency represented by KCR and 24 other villages in as many districts. This was decided at an official meeting with surveying agencies presided by Mr. KCR on Wednesday to discuss digitalizing agricultural lands and fixing coordinates. He explained to them that the aim of the survey was to ensure permanent security of lands for owners. The survey will also eliminate land disputes. Mr. Rao asked the agencies to focus on the pilot project in villages which were free of disputes and then go to villages where there was a combination of forest and government lands and dispute-free lands. Framing guidelines. The field level experience gained from the pilot would be used to frame guidelines for a full-scale survey later. He reminded them that the Dharani portal of land records was initiated by the government to secure the rights of poor on their lands. As a follow-up, the digital survey of lands was contemplated to end disputes of ownership. He appealed to the agencies not to look at the project solely from business point of view, but a social service for farmers. They must take it up efficiently, understanding the good intentions of the government. The completion of survey in agricultural lands will facilitate further survey in urban lands as prices of lands were rising due to irrigation projects. Mr. Rao said the government initiated security measures by setting up Dharani portal to eliminate middlemen and to ensure transparency in land transactions. These are the issues reported by the Hindu paper. Now see that. And India. Mesmerizing scene in azure blue sky. Supreme Court proud center on COVID vaccine policy. Refund excess among High Court tells COVID hospitals. COVID third wave could be as severe as second. SPI report. The impact of any possible third wave of coronavirus could be significantly minimized by vigorous vaccination and providing better health infrastructure. According to a State Bank of India research document, India's largest public sector bank, in its 5-page long report, said the average duration of the third wave of pandemic in the worst hit countries is 98 days as against 189 days during the second wave. COVID drops. TS Formation Day, feet of its shield. No clinical trials necessary for global vaccines. In India, Arun Mishra takes over as NHRC chief. Conditions ripe for onset of monsoon over Kerala today. New rules. Gag retired intersecurity officers. Petrol prices hit the roof. Let's see. The Deccan Chronicles today. KCR orders digital land survey pilot to begin from June 11 in 27 villages. Statewide survey later. Why not free vaccination for everyone? Supreme Court says policy is irrational. Ask for purchase data. Submit vaccination plan for sub 45 years. Supreme High Court. Vaccine slots for students going abroad. KCR pays tributes to TS martyrs. Telangana State Formation Day celebrations were held on a subdued note across the state on Wednesday due to the ongoing COVID-19 restrictions for the second consecutive year. KCR led the state in the celebrations by hosting the national flag at Pragati Bhavan. He paid floral tributes to martyrs at Telangana Martyrs Memorial at Gun Park. Chief Minister also visited Raj Bhavan to convey birthday wishes to Governor Tamilisai Soundararajan on her birthday, which coincided with the State Formation Day. He presented a bouquet to the governor and wished her a healthy and long life. The governor conveyed her wishes to the CM on the occasion of State Formation Day. And Chandrasekhar Rao completing 7 years in office. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President, Prime Minister greeted the people of Telangana on the occasion of the State Formation Day. State ministers hosted the national flag in simple ceremonies held in the district with a limited number of participants in view of COVID guidelines. They also paid tributes to the martyrs. The ministers recalled the sacrifices made by martyrs and the struggle by people to achieve the long cherished goal of a separate state. And the Telangana Bhavan TR General Secretary and Rajya Sabha member Keshava Rao hosted the national flag. He said Telangana was achieved under the leadership of KCR in a democratic manner. Meanwhile, the governor took to Twitter to thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi for greeting her. Very fortunate to receive birthday wishes from our most respected Honorable Prime Minister of India. Your kind message amidst your busy schedule gives me new energy to work more and more for the nation on the path of your visionary steps for Mother India. Free from Corona soon, tweeted Tamilisai, who posted the greeting card received from the Prime Minister. Next one is High Court orders cap on hospital charges. Sun Halo makes cities midday super exciting. Gulf returnees clueless on end of service benefits. DCI panel to fix law exams mode. CEC pushes for new voters. 8,700 die on rail tracks in 2020. Arun Mishra to head NHRC. Now, TRS party paper, digital land survey from June 11. TS Formation Day, feat a muted affair. CM pays tributes to martyrs poised tricolor of at Pragati Bhavan. Telangana State Formation Day celebrations was a muted affair for the people of the state for the second consecutive year on Wednesday and account of the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. As per the decision taken by the state cabinet on Sunday, the state national flag was hosted by designated dignitaries in all the districts with strict adherence to COVID-19 protocol. Chandrasekhar Rao paid floral tributes to Telangana martyrs at the Martyrs Memorial at Gun Park and later hosted the national flag at the state level function at Pragati Bhavan at 9:30 a.m. Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister Tamilisai and others extended greetings to the people of Telangana on the occasion, wishing a bright future for the people of the state. Kovind hoped Telangana would continue to expand its traditional, modern and futuristic industries. It has fulfilled the national objective of providing water to every home, he said. Venkaiah talked Telangana as home to age-old traditions and known for its rich history, diverse cultural heritage and architectural grandeur. He said the state and its people had contributed immensely towards the development of the nation. Modi stated that Telangana was blessed with a unique culture and hardworking people who excel in many areas. Assembly Speaker Srinivas Reddy and Council Chairman Sukendra Reddy hosted the national flag on the state legislative complex promises. Vaccine policy for 18 to 44 group. Irrational Supreme Court. Trials waived for foreign vaccines. Job for students going abroad. Property tax. Daily poultry exempted. Dry swab test to be scaled up. NRI taking turns ambulance driver. Healing tax at just rupees 10 rupees. Emmanuel. Now Times of India. Telangana recovered 3 crore excess charges from private hospitals. Need fresh order. Capping rates High Court. Supreme Court slaps government's policy on paid jobs for 18 to 44 as arbitrary and irrational. Kids hit hard. Over 37K infected in Telangana. SARS Bahu faces ends in COVID hub. Model Tenancy Act gets cabinet nod. Google IT rules don't apply to search engine. Digital tax, no punitive US tariff against India. Pfizer vaccine may reach India in July. Tejpal order like manual for rape victims. High Court, Nizam skin actions, paintings to help out COVID-19 patients. Great. I would like Deepika to play me in a biopic. Judges sees Reds as Juhi fan tunes. Lal Hutan Pay distributes High Court hearing and actors 5G plea. PMLA court. Banks can take over Malia properties worth 5,600 crore. Dominica bags Chowdhury deportation but matter in court. KCR plans shake up of top officials. 33% engineering medical quota for girls in Bihar. Nitish Kumar, BJP councillor in Jammu Kashmir killed by militants. These are the main issues reported by national papers today, friends. I appeal to you. Time and again I am telling you, be careful. Mask on before you leave on. Every time please, and stay at home. Be safe. And I like to remind you, yesterday we have expected some information closely to the notification information, but we have been disappointed by them. There is no expected information from them. It's so sad, and it is a shame on the government, shame on the policy makers. Thank you very much. I'm signing off. Nirudyagi Bachao, Unemployed Bachao. Jai Hind.